Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is what I'm facing in my area at Ijede Midland Street. From August 3 till August.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo Nàìjíríà lápọ̀ gbogbo bí tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ wa. Ó kọpẹ́ láwa yìí ní Ìjẹ̀dẹ̀ o. Òkè Elétù ẹ ṣàánú wa àdúgbò wa lélẹ́yìí o.
The Lagos government has called for calm from all residents of the state, following the heavy rainfall in the last 12 hours, with an assurance that the state has put in place resilient infrastructure to combat flash flooding. In a statement on Tuesday, the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, informed residents that a new weather advisory from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency on Monday warned of heavy rainfall and thunderstorms for the next 3 days. Wahab said that it is not impossible that some parts of the state may experience flash flooding because of the inability of the major collectors not being able to contain the runoff resulting from the very heavy rainfalls. He reminded that the peculiar nature of Lagos as a coastal city and the effect of climate change make it susceptible to vagaries of flash flooding, asking residents not to panic. The commissioner explained that Lagos, being a coastal state, and with the heavy rainfalls, the level of water in the lagoon is bound to rise and will result in a tidal lock, which will prevent discharge from all collectors. He said all areas that are abutting the rivers and lagoons in Lagos are also at risk of experiencing flash floods, which may come with high currents. Given the holiday period that most pupils and students are in now, he called for extra vigilance so that they do not go outside to play in the rain or swim in the flash floods. Wahab also reiterated the earlier advisory to motorists and pedestrians not to wade through floods, as there is a tendency that vehicles may be submerged and people swept away with such heavy floods. He warned residents not to engage in disposing of their refuse into the drains as the rains fall, warning that there are consequences for such acts, and the refuse will end up blocking the drains and causing flash floods. The commissioner says the state is intensifying the year-round cleaning and maintenance of all drainage channels, as well as awarding contracts for the concrete lining of new ones to be able to contain runoff from rainfalls. He said that whenever more than usual rain falls, as Lagos has witnessed in the last 12 hours plus, all concerted efforts are required to mitigate its effects.
For our security men, my security man asked. Yes, nobody open to
it. Meanwhile, business activities were paralyzed as residents and motorists battled with the effects of an early morning torrential rainfall in Lagos that caused significant traffic gridlock. The flash floods affected roads and submerged various homes across the metropolis. Recall that the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, had predicted thundery and rainy weather activities across the nation from Monday to Wednesday, warning of possible flash floods in some areas. NIMET's weather outlook released on Sunday in Abuja envisaged morning thunderstorms on Monday, with moderate rains over parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina in the northern region, as well as Lagos. The agency envisaged cloudy skies over the southern region with chances of light rain over parts of Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, Anambra, Abia, Ogun, Edo, Delta, Lagos, Rivers, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Bayelsa states during the morning hours. According to it, light rains are expected over parts of Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra, Osun, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Lagos, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states later in the day. The agency anticipated the high possibility of floods occurring over parts of Oyo, Ogun, Edo, and Delta states during the forecast period. However, Yesterday's rainfall left many motorists and commuters who dared to move out, stranded for hours on major roads in the metropolis due to the flooded roads and streets. The downpour, which started at about midnight into early morning, continued intermittently on Monday. It witnessed heavily flooded roads on both the island and mainland sides of the state. It was gathered that while traffic on some of the roads was at a standstill during the downpour, some others witnessed slow movement as motorists struggled to wade through the flash floods. A motorist, who simply identified himself as Alhaji Abu, said commuters had a hectic time navigating through the flooded path of the Odo Aya Alero Bridge in Ikordu at about 5 a.m., which was heavily flooded. Abu said, since the flood had covered all the potholes on the road, motorists had to be cautious not to be stranded inside the flood. Additionally, many broken-down vehicles were seen stuck in the flood. The gridlock caused by the flood extended towards the Iketon and Igando roads, Oworo-Sanki. Motorists plying the route were seen moving slowly on the lane close to the median while they stayed away from the service lane to avoid plunging into the drainage. As a result, commuters were unable to move around even after the rain had subsided at about 9 a.m. Most of them were seen hanging around while waiting for the flood to recede at various bus stops, while residents stayed back at home.
Monday morning, my inside house, outside, was full of water. Big ocean. See my 3 cars inside water.
lẹ́yìn aṣọ tí mo wọ̀ sọ́rùn yìí ẹ wá ṣàánú wa ní 4th of August